I would like to take this time to briefly introduce you to the Healthy Aging Alberta initiative and the Core Alberta platform for those who might not be familiar. So Healthy Aging Alberta is a by community for community provincial initiative that brings together a rich network of community-based organizations from across the province that are united by the vision of making Alberta one of the best places in the world to grow older. Healthy Aging Alberta focuses on the development of a coordinated community-based senior serving sector that is respected and integrated within the broader senior system of care and can empower and inspire every senior to age how they choose, ultimately improving health and social outcomes for older adults. There are thousands of incredible organizations in our sector, each offering critical services that support healthy and empowered aging. But we can be stronger together and have a louder voice when united. Together, we can create the bedrock for healthy aging in our province by building a network that connects the sector's organizations. Healthy Aging Alberta seeks to develop a coordinated sector by bringing together community-based organizations around a common framework for action with a focus on identifying and addressing priority areas related to healthy aging in community. The initiative seeks to create a provincial network of organizations that can advocate for healthy aging on a provincial level, share knowledge, and create functional relationships with one another and our allies in the health and other sectors. Like a tapestry, we become stronger when we weave our knowledge, expertise, and passion together. United, we can create more communities where older burdens are supported as they grow older in their homes, engaged in their communities, a future that we all want and will benefit from. And one of the tools at our disposal to support the weaving of this network is Core Alberta. So Core Alberta is a sector development tool that has been developed to support the collective vision and strategic objectives of Healthy Aging Alberta. The Core Alberta platform is a free member-based digital knowledge and learning hub designed to support provincial sector coordination and strengthening by connecting community-based senior serving organizations to each other and to their allied partners. Core Alberta provides a digital space to share knowledge and capacity building opportunities, allowing members to find and collaborate with others with aligned mandates. So our core groups, like our core Intergenerational Linkages community practice, hosting this event today is an example of creating learning opportunities that bring organizations from all across the province. We have over 1,000 members and are growing each and every day with more and more individuals like yourselves contributing to this knowledge hub. And so we want to thank you for being with us today. So to highlight how we will spend our time together, we have prepared an agenda. We will spend some time musing on a discussion question to start us off. Then we will watch a video where our guest speaker, Frank, discusses his experiences of being in an intergenerational program. We will then welcome Celia to present and then move on to Brenda's presentation or I guess discussion afterwards. So we'll have around 10 minutes for a Q&A at the very end before we wrap up. And with that being said, I will now hand it over to Charlene, one of our core leads, to introduce herself and take it away. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cindy. That was awesome. Thank you. As we get started here, I just want to introduce everyone that's on our team of the Community of Practice. We have Betty Good, who I think we all consider the heart of our little group that we have, and she works at Linkages Society in Calgary. We have Rebecca Zazulu, who is with FCSS and Rocky Mountain House. Myself, I'm a student at the Lethbridge College in the Therapeutic Recreation Gerontology program. Jody Wood from Ministry of Seniors and Housing. Corey Ladwig is from the Adult and Community Programs at County of Grand Prairie. And Sandy Wing is our United Way and Calgary area. And again, she keeps us all afloat with the technology. And Julie Friesen right now she's retired and on vacation. And we hope she's having a wonderful time. So I'm really excited for you all to be here today in this series. Today we're going to share with you the importance of connection and better health and the really important part that intergenerational programs play in that. This last week I spent some time researching and doing a little bit more information gathering on this topic. It's one that's near and dear to my heart, and I just wanted to find some more information to back up why this is such an important thing to our better health and better connection. And when we look over the last few years with this pandemic that we have all experienced and been a part of, we can see that it's been a difficult time for all of us, and to stay connected has become really important, especially when you've been doing your intergenerational programming, is how do you adapt to the new circumstances we found ourselves in. And so we realized the importance of connection. So as I go through, I just want to share a few things that I found as I was reading this week. So I'll just quote some of the things I found. It says the COVID-19 pandemic has brought society back to the basics in terms of what people value as important in life: family, relationships, communities, and human connection. Pandemic lockdowns forced people of all ages to find new ways to connect meaningfully with each other and to counteract isolation and loneliness. I think we all can share experiences of how that has affected us. The pandemic has entrenched the need for daily connection even more, and that's absolutely true. For the first time, maybe ever, young adults are feeling what social isolation and loneliness is. It's been erroneously assumed that older adults were the only ones to feel this, but now there's more empathy and consideration. And the younger generation, is starting to think about what their old age will look like and work towards solutions that keep them in the community. I, again, agree with that. I think we've all experienced at some level what that social isolation and loneliness feels like. And I think that creates us to be much more empathetic to others going through these experiences. And one thing the pandemic has taught us, intergenerational connections can be extraordinarily powerful for older and younger people when they're required to practice social distancing. And they give a few benefits, and I think we all can relate to these and know their importance. So a few benefits are children who spend time with older adults growing up have better outlook on aging and are less ageist. They reduce feelings of isolation and loneliness in older adults. It provides a perfect opportunity for young and old to learn new skills, especially communication, technology from one another, and it builds a stronger community. It gives older adults a sense of purpose and helps younger generations to have great respect for the value of older adults. And it helps keep stories and histories alive within families and the greater community. And lastly, there's now a potential opportunity to build on greater empathy, compassion, caring, and concern that have been shown towards those experiencing loneliness and social isolation. And I think that's absolutely true. I think if anything, there are good things that we've learned in the pandemic. And I think this is like a springboard now as we hopefully, cross our fingers, see us move through this. We can use what we've learned through these last few years to really to support our intergenerational programs. Now we have facts behind it. Now we can show these connections are important. Look what we did when we didn't have any. How did we find each other through not having connection with each other in physical space? How we use technology. We showed in the last 2 years how important these programs are. And now we can build on that and take that to our communities and say, look, this is what's happened. This is why it's even more important now coming out of this pandemic to reconnect and build better mental health within our communities and for our seniors and for our youth and our children. So with that said, we have a question that we wanted to ask you all and to have you share. And thank you, Cindy, for putting that on the screen. And it says, what social and or personal connections have helped you during the pandemic? Even if it was just a few moments. So please feel free to share. Don't be shy. We learn from each other and you inspire us in different ways as you share. So I hope some of you'll take an opportunity just to unmute yourselves or share in the chat box something personal connection that helped you. Any takers?
I was helped by a non-human.
Awesome.
My dog makes me get off the couch and walk in the neighborhood, and then I meet people. And I think everybody in the neighborhood knows my dog, but they don't know my name. But I meet people that way. Yeah. So that really helped keep connected when you've got an animal that must go outside. And then you wind up, so many times I thought, I'll just go for 15 minutes, and I wound up staying out for 2 hours. So it was wonderful.
That is, thank you. There's lots going on in the chat box. I wasn't sure if I kept up with all of that was going on. But there's lots, there's some people that said online community lead, tailgate get-togethers. That was on phone calls for sure. Phone calls were important. I'll share one. My husband has quite a large extended family, and they started a weekly Zoom meeting. And so we've actually connected more during the pandemic than we did before, because now we see each other weekly on Zoom. So that's been really nice to stay connected with his family that way. Driveway beers, yes, awesome. Lots of people at driveway communication that way. Gardening and go for a walk. dinner with the family and grandchildren to stay connected. Absolutely. So sorry. My husband and nature. Excellent. So there's lots of ways that we participated in that social snacking. And yeah, exactly. More and more contact. And what did that do for you? Like all these things, how did that make you feel? Like how did that contribute to your mental health and your better health that you had? So sorry. Speaking of a pandemic, being a little sick today. And belonging. Yeah, feeling that we could be still, yeah. Did help reduce loneliness and isolation. More connected to our neighborhood than ever before. So sorry that we aren't alone. More hugs and talking contribute to feel a bit more connected. Exactly. I know for me, it was always just a random text from a friend to just say, hey, thinking about you today. And you're like, oh, good, I'm still alive in the world. I'm still here. So I want to thank you all for offering all that for us. And I'm just going to pass the time over now to Betty, who will keep us going. Thank you all.
Okay, thanks, Charlene. That was great. And thanks for all your participation. So let me just tell you a little bit about Frank, and then you're going to hear his story in his own voice. Frank retired from a successful career in the theater world as a costume designer. 5 years ago, Frank and Linkages Society in in Calgary, they discovered each other, and since then he's been involved in nearly all of their programs. During this time, he's connected with 6 youth participants, all of whom have made a lasting impact on him. His favorite part about intergenerational programs has been connecting with youth, and he himself making a meaningful difference in their lives, as you will hear in his brief recording. Unfortunately, he's not well enough to appear in person. So 2 staff members from Linkages went to his apartment to interview him. So Natalie and Ruby, thanks for doing that. And then we're going to listen to what Frank had to say about intergenerational friendships.
My name is Frank, and I am 69 years old. I can't believe I'm saying that. I'll be 70 in May. It's great. I mean, all of us old people, we get together and most of us talk about what's wrong with us and what's falling apart and, things like that. And when you talk to a young person, they have a new perspective on everything. And the guy that was my partner, we were all partnered up with somebody, he was a terrific kid. He was just great. He didn't know much, but he was very helpful. They're seeing things through my eyes that are much older, and I see different things than they do. And especially if the kids don't have grandparents that are still around. I think that's what they get. It's an older perspective. And you get that perspective not from just talking to my next door neighbor, but from someone who is coming of age in 2022. And what does that mean? It means very different. I became socially aware in the 60s. I mean, it makes a tremendous impact on your life, especially when you're young and you're growing up through all of this, We grew up with the Beatles and what they had to say, I grew up with all that, and as I grew, they grew. Right. We grew up together, and it was a very interesting time to be living. I don't know if the internet really beats it. You know, they can read about it and see pictures, but I was there.
Exactly.
Oh, what have I learned about myself? I should have been a dad. I should have had a child. I didn't. And had the opportunity, but it never happened. And I regret that now because, I mean, your kids might drive you nuts, but I'm sure they do at times. But again, they're in touch with a different generation than we were.
Okay, so there you had a small sampling of the time spent with Frank. If you actually could get to, like, if he was here in person, you would absolutely love him. Everybody loves him. So now we're really happy to welcome Celia Lee. She's been the senior manager of the Calgary Chinese Elderly Citizens Association for more than 10 years. She's a certified resilience trainer and expressive arts practitioner. Celia was a registered social worker in the mental health and senior center field for over 30 years. In her own words, working with seniors and youth together is an amazing experience and colorful page in my work life. So Celia is going to talk to us about a program that one of the programs that she facilitates, and I think you will be inspired. Take it away, Celia.
Thank you. Thank you for introducing me. Can you hear me? Yeah. Can I share my PowerPoint? Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Celia.
Okay. Okay, and nice to see everyone. And I am so glad that I have this opportunity to share one of our amazing project we call the Project Inspire. And this program, in my presentation, I wanted to share some of the background about this Project Inspire program and the objective and the programming about the intergenerational artwork in 2019, and also something we have achieved. And then we talk about some of the impact and also the feedback from the participants. Project Inspire is a 6-week program that brings 15 older adults to explore various creative media as a way to promote social inclusion, empowerment of the older adult to engage in discussion about aging, and realize there was vulnerable and also the truth and potential by engaging in a creative activity. And in 2016, United Way invite us to have a brainstorm section that we're thinking about to create a project of using the arts and also talking about the experience of aging, so that we start this pioneer project in Garring, in United Living, United Active Living as Garrison Green at that place. And the first program delivery began in May 2017. In 2017, we host 2 sections. All is hosted by the United Active Living at Garrison Green and by a creative therapist. And in 2018, one of our CCSA and also the linkage is part of the partnership in this relationship. And we started to hold our own program in our own center. So we continue to carry on this Project Inspire in our own community. But the focus is more different. At the very beginning, at the Pioneer Project, the discussion is more focused on ageism. But now we move the topic to more on intercultural exchange, and also talking about the gender stereotype, and also to promote the social tie and aging well as a part of the theme or the topic of this program. By the end of this 3 section, in 2018, we have a celebration event held on sea base King Edward in June. There will be a 3-week installation showcase project of our project inspired artwork. So people will come to see the artwork from the senior. We work together. In 2019, we entered the phase 3 of this project Inspire to include this emotional support through the intergenerational programming. That means in 2009, because we got a funding from the United Way and also from the City of Calgary for funding we call the Aging Well funding to run this intergeneration arts group. And this group, we have 3 partners in 2019. We have CCC, Linkage, and also the Greater Forest Lawn 55th Society. In our center, we won the spring program. We're using a model we call the PERMA, GAP, and V. PERMA means is a well-being model derived from the positive psychology. The main purpose of this model is to develop a full life with including 6 elements. We're talking about the positivity, engagement, relationship, meaning, and achievement, and vitality. In these 6 elements, we wanted to using as a theme to guide the senior in the discussion section to talking about how to achieve the aging well through these 6 elements. In the summer program, we hosted by Greater Forest Lawn and 55th Society. They have the theme of storytelling through arts curriculum. And for the 4th program, we wondered by Linkage in the Memorial Library in the downtown. They have the theme of connecting to ourselves and others. I wanted to share some of the expected outcome of this intergeneration art group. The expected outcome is to promote aging well in the aspect of meeting other people, meet a new friend, and increase positive emotion and self-esteem, and also learning different new things, just as the art skills. And also because in this art group, we integrate the element of invite the youth to be part of the member of the group, so that we wanted to promote the intergeneration communication, and we wanted also to promote the intergeneration friendship among the youth and also the senior. So this is what we expect for this intergeneration art group. And from the group, we have a plan that we will have 10 senior, 65+ with diverse culture and different language. Some came from my center, they speak Chinese and Mandarin, and the other seniors came from Greater Forest Lawn 55th Society and also from Linkage. And on the group, we also invite 10 youth from the Linkage. They join as a partner and also as a member of the group. And we also involve 3 to 5 older adults to be the volunteer to help the other volunteer, to help another senior in the art, making the artwork. This program is run by 8 weeks. The first week is called the P session, because we have checked together and also doing the survey. And the last session is called the post section. We do the evaluation. In between, we have 6-week program for the art activity. And when we won the 3 intergeneration artwork, and by the end of 2019, we host a 1 celebration and also art showing cases event. what is the planning of each session? At the very beginning, every session, we have a lunch together with the senior and also the youth come together to have lunch together. They will have time to mingle and also to chat with each other and to know each other and make a new friend. And all the time we use 45 minutes. And then go to the other part, we will have a theme. Every time we set up a theme, a topic related to the theme of that section. We were talking about, just like if you're talking about the relationship, and then we will provide some basic information how to through relationship to build aging well in their living. So, and then we will have some question to talking about this topic and have time let them to have this sharing their idea about the topic. And after the discussion, we will have 60 minutes to 90 minutes to doing the art project. Usually this part is funded by the art therapists or the recreational therapists, and they will create some kinds of art pieces in this area and then share the skill, the knowledge, and the step of the how to do the art project and do the demonstration, so that the senior and also the youth can do the art project together with the instruction and the guideline from the art therapists. And after 90 minutes of doing the art together, and then we will finally have a art project discussion. Usually at these 15 minutes, we will share their artwork. People will bring their artwork in front of the large group and then talking about what do they feel and what do they learn from the arts and what the arts help them to express something related to aging well and related to the film, so that they can discussion all the reflective discussion related back to the film discussion. In this planning, you see that we have lunch together and then we have discussion about the topic, and then we have the art project, and then we will have conclude and then share the art piece together. Usually, every session will run for 3 hours. After, in 2016, we won 3 intergenerational arts group were compete in 2019. Totally, we have 15 volunteers involved and 72 participate, including the youth and older adult. Half of them is the senior, and among the 72 participate, I think it's 20 of them is the youth and the other 40 is our senior from the 3 organization. We also want to art facilitation training, and also by the end of this competition of 3 group, and we have a celebration and art showing event by November 30 on 2019. After running the 3 art generation group, what do you impact from at every time we will ask the participant to compete and fill in a survey, and then after we will evaluate the survey and then get the result, and that the result show that the mean score of building awareness and knowledgeable about the aging well were all improved in 3 groups, and the mean score of the expected outcome. The expected outcome is including building the new friendship, increasing positive emotion, well-being, intergenerational communication were all improved in this 3 groups. For the, especially in the group 1, funded by CCEC, the results show that there is a significant improvement for building awareness and knowledge about aging well through the model we mentioned before, the permanent model. And for the group 2, funded by the linkage, the results show that there is a significant improvement for the expected outcome. That means for this group, the people, the participants feel really they are they can build a new friendship, increase positive emotion, and also have a really good well-being, and also increase in intergeneration communication.
Celia, can I interrupt for a second? We have about 4 minutes left.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay, I will almost done. And for the youth participate, they have, I think I jumped to this part. The participant will give us some feedback, and then they said that they give freedom to express, and they have more relationship with the community. And they find this as a good feeling to be enter our group and this group provide them have an amazing experience to showcase their talent, and also they really love the group and meeting new people, and they learn from each other, and they are inspired from different culture and different friends, and also they learn the social skill and develop a good relationship, and all the participants think that the group is very friendly and helpful. And we found that this intergeneration art group is really a good model to create the relationship among the agent and knowing the youth together. In conclusion, we found that the International Art Group is an effective program to build positive relationship among different age groups and allow different generations to benefit from social connection, improvement on emotional health, and increase life satisfaction, self-confidence, and develop sense of belonging through the creating art. So right now, maybe we have some picture to share about the three arts group together. What do they do? Yeah. So this is my presentation. I think my experience in working with the youth and the senior together is a wonderful experience. And then we learn from each other and support each other. This is a wonderful project. If you have time, then we can watch the video. If no time, then this is okay. Yeah. Thank you, Cindy.
I think we have time. Thank you.
I can pull it up quickly.
Okay, thank you.
Video is around 4 minutes. Would you recommend us watching all of it, or 2 minutes?
All of it.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
The Inspire program was meant to kind of give people an opportunity in a safe space to reassess maybe what they were capable of. I can tell you over and over again, you are creative, but you won't see it until you see the thing that you've made. And so giving people an opportunity is the first step to getting people to change their attitudes towards creativity, and then hopefully again about aging. There were a lot of different ways people experienced ageism, and then to bring them all together and talk about all of those different aspects I think was really helpful for people to understand that they're not alone, starting with light topics and slowly kind of getting into the meat of what is ageism, how does it affect our lives, how does it affect society.
For seniors to have an opportunity to talk about what's important to them and how they feel they're perceived in society, and the challenges and the barriers that they face on a daily basis is just an amazing place for them to be, and to be able to discuss their feelings around that.
I don't think that age has anything to do with being creative. I think You can access creativity at any age.
I don't think there are any limitations to being creative. Seeing all of our participants, knowing that they can do whatever they want to do in art. They're not held back by anything.
This project, Inspire Project, gives them the idea that they can draw, they can be a painter, and then it's something that they can have fun together.
Now I realize drawing and painting is a good medicine for the mind and spirit of seniors. I would always treasure this time spending with other seniors to learn art.
I'm just so excited when people really hear their own voice in the world and can access their voice. It was a really very loving, warm atmosphere. These kind of instant bonds that were being made, I was really surprised by.
They actually loved going out, getting out of their community, meeting new people, and not only meeting new people, but meeting people of a different culture that they wouldn't typically have interacted with.
She's holding my hand right now. I know that she likes me. It's a positive thing.
Over a couple of weeks' time, they all started moving around. What a little language they know. They were trying to express themselves. The hand language, a nice smile, or things like that, you make friends.
Thank you, everyone. So due to time constraints, I will pause the video here, but I will share the full video link in the chat. Thank you so much, Celia, for sharing about your program.
Thank you.
Celia, that was wonderful. I hope the rest of you were inspired. And you know what? When you do a project like this, hopefully you can just take this to your community and maybe adapt it a little bit and make it your own so that you can do something in yours, because it's really impactful. Having been part of it, I can really testify to that. So now we are going to hear from Brenda. She's another participant who's been really involved in intergenerational programs. And Natalie from Linkages is going to be interviewing her. Let me just give you a little introduction. Brenda is 71 years old. She moved to Calgary from Ontario in 2007. She had a career in accounting for about 45 years. Brenda is a member of the Greater Forest Land 55 Plus Society, which Celia spoke about. Since 2018, when Linkages started IG programs at GFL, Brenda has been an avid participant. She's connected with 12 or more youth and has created meaningful relationships with each of them. Some of these youth participants are still in contact with Brenda today. She's enjoyed playing games with the kids and teaching some of them how to knit. In her spare time, Brenda's mantra, and I think we can all learn from this, is sit down, relax, and breathe. Okay, Brenda, we're really looking forward to hearing from you.
Hi, everybody. I just have to say that that video that we saw, it gave me goosebumps. I still have goosebumps just watching it. It's just such an awesome thing to do.
Yes. Yeah. And Brenda, you were part of Project Inspire this year too. So I'm sure that brought back some good feelings. Yeah. So Brenda's been part of Linkages since we started at Greater Forest Lawn Society, and she's connected with many youth in that time. So Brenda, can you tell us a little bit about your experience and why you have chosen to partake in intergenerational programs?
I want to be part of the programs because not all youth are bad. I wanted to meet some good kids, nice kids. Everybody was really shy for the first time, second time, third time. We're the best of friends. The sessions that they bring to our groups are just amazing. You never left alone with the teenagers, because we're busy doing other stuff. So I'll do anything for linkages.
Aw, that's so nice. And Brenda, you mentioned that you felt like towards the end of the program that you guys were the best of friends. Can you tell us a little bit about what having an intergenerational friendship means to you?
It means that I can talk regularly to several of the children. I really enjoy knowing different kids, being able to tease them, being able to tell them, oh, in the old days, you know, some of them were amazed that I was born in the 1900s. Like, it sounds like I'm just so old. You were born in the 1900s? It was so funny.
Yeah. And then how is it different connecting with somebody from a younger generation compared to somebody your own age?
You're a little bit daunted at first because everything you hear is bad, or the kids, like, you know, the youth today are useless and they're on their phone all day. Whereas this, we had several hours of communication. Again, the first time that we meet, they're shy, but I'm warm and welcoming to it. By the end of the program, I get the phone numbers and I get hugs, and it's just, oh, such an awesome feeling.
Aw, that's so nice. That's so nice. So what has having an intergenerational friendship taught you about yourself?
I can talk to younger people. I have the ability. The younger kids warmed up to me within the first 3 or 4 sessions. So again, I've got the friendship, and it allows me, I can phone her and say, do you want to go for a walk? And we just meet someplace and go for a walk. So it's, I don't know, we enjoy one another. We benefit from one another.
Yeah. Can you tell us more about that benefit from one another?
To me, I learned how to love them.
Oh, that's so cute.
So, like, you know, linkages is so important in my life that now you're going to make me cry. I just love you guys.
Aw, that's so nice. That's really nice, Brenda. And, you know, I really have seen in the summer program the way the kids connect with you, and it does feel like a little piece of magic, like very different from a friendship that I would have with somebody my age, or a friendship that someone your age might have with someone of the same generation. So can you tell us a little bit about why intergenerational friendships are important, and what is the greatest thing you have learned?
Again, like I said, all teenagers are not bad. They're amazed, like I said, they were amazed that I was born in the 1900s. And so I don't know what to say. Like, it's great.
Well, I can see that it's had a really big influence on your life. And it's so exciting to see people like Brenda sharing their stories, because I have the pleasure at Linkages, where we connect youth and seniors together, to see this kind of magic happen all the time. And I think it really hones in on the importance and the beauty of intergenerational relationships. And I imagine it's improved your life in some ways, Brenda.
Oh, it's wonderful, you know, playing games with the kids. Like, it's something I've never been able to do. So, like, you know, we can play games together. And they want to play games together, and they want to share their lives together.
I love it. Okay, so to wrap up, what would you like to say to the group? Maybe your hopes for the future of students and seniors in Alberta. or any final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm anxiously waiting for you to come to Greater Forest Lawn 55 Plus again. And I don't know, I talk about you people at least once a week. You know, I'm really pushing this linkages and how important it is and how wonderful and how beautiful it is. Like the future of the students may have an impact by what I've done. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Brenda. That was really lovely.
Thank you. Oh, Brenda, I think you almost made me cry. I have a question for you, Brenda. What would you say to other people your age who, let's say we want them to come to one of our intergenerational programs and they're hesitant because they have their own biases about young kids or whatever. What would you say to somebody your age to convince them to join an intergenerational program?
Well, I'll be at lunch there and we're just sitting around, and I always say, you know, Linkages is a great program. Like we had games on a Saturday afternoon, and wow, you know, we all really do talk the same language.
Okay, so let's hope. You've given me hope because there are some seniors that don't understand the value of hanging out with young people. But if we can all do our part and try to convince them, that would be great. I love it. I think we have maybe 5 minutes for any questions for Brenda or Celia. So don't be shy, just speak out. And if you have a question for them.
I have one for Celia. How did administering your pre-test and post-test evaluations, did that go fairly smoothly with the participants that you had in your group?
Okay. When we start the group and then we have the P section, we ask all the participants, including the youth and also the senior, to fill in a survey. We call the P survey. And then the same question will be asked again at the last section, so that we compare the survey result and then we get the evidence-based results. Yeah. This is, we use the FCSS statistic to evaluate the result for this thing. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And also by the end of the celebration, we also ask all the participants to fill in a program evaluation tool so that they can expect in quantitative survey answer about our program. Thank you.
I see a question in the chat box for Brenda. Was there an activity that you did with the youth that you enjoyed more than any other activity?
Human knot.
We don't know what that is.
We all go around in a circle, and then we all take another person's right hand, and we're like this together. I don't know if you can see me. We're like this, and then we have to, and we're all joined. We have to undo the knot that we've created. So you're going up and down through the arms and over the backs, and it's almost like Twister when we were kids. It is so much fun. That's my favorite.
Wow, that puts a different twist on the word connections.
Yeah. Yeah, we physically connected. Oh, I laughed just thinking about it. It's so much fun.
Okay, listening to Brenda talk about the intergenerational activities and the program and just interacting with other people her age, do you feel like it keeps you younger?
Oh, yeah. It's bound to. Like, you know, you just, I don't know. It's just so invaluable.
Great. Celia, do you notice an impact, like when you observe during your programs, do you notice a change in the seniors or the youth from when they start and as they develop their relationships?
Yeah, I really have this experience. I still remember in a section, a senior and also the youth doing a collage, to doing a collage, a house, what they look like, the future house for their own. And then the senior said that, oh, all the time I will open my door to welcome the people to join in because I am lonely, I want friend and make new friend. But for the kid, when they sharing and they hold up the picture and say that, oh, my house will always close my door and close my window because I want to have a private room, private time with myself and don't share with other people. And then we all laughing and said that, oh, from the perspective of the youth, they need privacy, they need space for their own. But for the senior, they really enjoy open house, open the window, open the door to welcome people to join in, and then they share what a different perspective. We only thinking about the home, where different, so that they talking about why you don't let people to came in and said that, oh, I want to play game by myself, I don't want people to disturb. And then the senior said that no people, no game, you can join together. And that's a good, really good discussion together. We bring different perspective, different support and understanding among what are they thinking. I think arts is a really good means to bring people connected and then give them a creative expression.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
okay, Mary.
Mary.
I have a question for Celia, and it sort of connects with this. Have you ever considered extending to other expressive arts like writing or like drama? I was thinking of Frank, and that might be a great connection there. And in Edmonton, they have an improvisational troupe that is made up entirely of seniors. So I thought it was kind of interesting because the intergenerational aspect would work very well there.
Yeah, Mary, nice to see you again. I think we met in the Project Inspire before. Yeah, I remember Fred and you too. Yeah, and you suggest a very good programming. We were thinking about, because we wanted to extend the arts in different aspects so that bring people together and connect. Just like last time we used the making the spiritual door together. I have one picture I can show later to you that we bring the youth to came to do arts and also bring the senior to do art, whatever is music, dancing, movement, painting, and then they can sharing and then they can connect because they can share their own idea. I really appreciate of your suggestion. We're thinking about this and looking forward.
I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cindy, can you share the screen again? I would like everybody, because we're wrapping up, I would like everybody to share 1 or 2 words on how you felt about today's session. So Cindy's going to explain this little activity that we're going to do.
Yeah, for sure. So I left the link in the chat box. So if you can click that link and then submit your 1 or 2 words, that'd be great. The words will appear on screen as a word cloud, and then we can kind of see what everyone felt about today. So you can feel free to click the link in the chat. Awesome, seeing lots of words coming up. Thank you for answering.
Wow, inspired is coming up a lot. Warmth, thankful, encouraged, connected, interesting, grateful, hopeful. Oh, I love this. So I imagine the rest of you can see these words. So this is how you felt. Hopefully, hopefully you were all inspired to use what you've learned today, and just not even just use what you learned, but take away what you heard so that you can incorporate that to start your own intergenerational programs or to enhance the ones that you have. Okay, thank you, Cindy. And for wrapping up, I just want to, let me grab my notes. So Cindy is going to put a link for the survey in the chat. And also tomorrow, I think tomorrow, she'll send out an email with a link, because please complete the survey, because it really helps us to create better events like this. Also, Cindy mentioned at the beginning, this is the 5th session in the core Frailty series. There's one more session left, and that's a celebratory session. And so what I'd like you to do is go to corealberta.ca. If you're not a member, join. And then once you're a member, find the group that says Intergenerational Linkages Community of Practice and join our group, because this is the group that has put this on today. And then also find that last session of the Frailty series and register for that, because we would love to see you there. Okay, what else do we have to talk about? June 1st is IG Day in Canada. It's a national intergenerational day. And our next Community of Practice event will be on Tuesday, May 10th, same time, 11 o'clock in the morning. And we're going to talk about inspiration for planning Intergenerational Day. If any of you have ideas for that session, we are looking for people to talk about ideas of things that they may have done in the past. Okay, so you've got Cindy's email her, she'll forward them on to me, because we're looking for ideas for that. I think, Cindy, am I missing something?
No, that's perfect.
I think that's it. Okay, I want to say thank you again to Frank, even though he can't hear me, and to Brenda and to Celia. So you've put a lot of work into this, and we really appreciate it. We appreciated hearing from you and learning what you're doing. And for all of you participants, thanks for coming. If you have any ideas, let us know. And I hope you have, today is International Women's Day. So happy International Women's Day. Even if you're not a woman, you can celebrate the women in your life. Okay, like Ruby said this morning, we get one day, so let's enjoy it. Okay, so thanks again. And hopefully we'll see you at the next Frailty series and also on May 10th for our Community of Practice event.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.